Hello, 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 and welcome to ERO F1. I have now just realised I've forgotten to put what division is racing at the current moment in the title, but who cares? We are here for the Austrian Grand Prix with a sprint. I'm your commentator, Sparrow Maltby, and today we're just here in Austria, just vibing. Turn the volume down on my phone. As we have one shot quali here. I'm just going to ride on board with Ben as Faizan and Brad retire from the session. Alright. Oh, great, my controller battery is low. Amazing. As that is qualifying over. Ben's on pole position by 200ths of a second, followed by Charlie, Ronaldinho, Karasik, David, Kisiek, Jam, Villeneuve, Punt Mantis, Sukol, Ivan Belov, Fifcio, Bloody heck, I haven't heard that name in a while. Then Faizan, Bread, Legenda, Theodore, Marasab, and Lubinov, rounding out the grid. Here for the sprint race. It's dry at the current moment in the start of this Austrian Grand Prix. As we now wait for the drivers to sort out their strategy, fuel, setup, all of that fun stuff. As we head to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Red lights in front of the drivers now. Lights out and away we go. For the Austrian sprint. It's a solid start by the front two. They're going to go side by side through turn 1. Ben's going to hold on to the race lead as the McLaren of David goes a tiny bit wide on the exit of turn 1. Kisiek overtakes him there. That's now going up into turn 3. Potentially 3 wide as Charlie goes a bit deep. It's going to be 3 wide an exit though, as Ronaldinho sticks his front axle alongside. Now he's switching to the outside. Top two still having a fight as the Red Bulls almost made contact there, as there's a load of positions being swapped all over the field. As we see Faizan all the way up in P8 after starting in 13th. Lubinov's up 6 on the first lap as Pumped Mantis has disconnected from the session. I will send him over an invite now. That didn't make grammatical sense at all, did it? Anyways, Ben still leads the race here in front of Charlie and Ronaldinho. Karasik in P4, David P5 as Theodore gets a 3-second time penalty. Mohammed Faizan up to P7 now. He's had a solid start to this race. Suchol fighting with Jam further down the field. Suchol can't quite make the move on the McLaren. He's going to try and go to the outside now. Not going to be able. He's not close enough to make the move there. Now going further up the field. Ronaldinho potentially trying to have a look at the Williams now. Going down into 7 and 8. Getting an alright run through there. Into the final two corners now. Ivan Belov getting past Pumped Mantis now. I don't know if he's still AI or not. Or yet to rejoin the session. As Karasik runs a tiny bit wide on the exit of T9. David's in a really good position here. He's in P5. He's doing very good. As Brett retires from the session. I don't have any of that. He's retired in the pits. Okay, Lubinov making a move on Villeneuve. As well as Jam on Faizan. Solid move by the Mercedes on his fellow Mercedes. Gonna watch on board with Lubinov for a bit as he does a dummy move on Suchol into turn 4 through the kink of 5 through 6 now. Beautiful livery for the house. I love that livery, but wasn't able to get it sadly. Brett has left the session. I don't have him added, so I can't invite him back. Charlie sets the fastest lap there of 6.3. Very good lap there. Lubinov improves time. Going down now into turn 1. Villeneuve getting quite close to the rear of Lubinov. On exit there as Fifcio makes a move on Theodore. Pump Mantis joins back as Theodore fights back, as well as Lubinov making a move right in front of you there. Karasik trying to make a move on his teammate now. He can't quite make the move stick as Faizan and Jam are fighting still. The two Mercedes having a great battle here as also Charlie took the lead of the race. I missed that. Overtaking Ben. Pump Mantis is now back in the session, probably driving his car again, but he's 10 seconds behind Ivan Belov. It's not looking good for him. As Legenda, I think that's Sadi Gariev. Oh, as Ronaldinho's been on the exit of T1. He's dropped all the way down. Give me a different camera angle, please. Thank you. He's all the way down in P10 now. Is the Red Bull driver down to P11? Maritab with a move on Ronaldinho. Villeneuve also trying to make a move on him as well, but can't quite do it. Lubinov makes a move down the inside into turn 4 on the Scotsman in the Mercedes. Into turn 6 now. Trying to keep it as close to flat out as possible without spinning. The Scotsman staying right behind him as Faizan gets 3 second time penalty, and the Scotsman goes off. Karasik with a 3 second time pen now. Kiziek right behind the McLaren of David. Trying to stay as close to him as possible. Lubinov down the inside of Faizan into T1. Made it look fairly simple. Does he have the DRS though? No, he doesn't. Mohammed Faizan has the DRS instead. He looks to the inside of turn 3. Oh, Jam with huge lock up there. That's gifted Suchol and Ronaldinho a few places, but that was costly by him. So there's yellow flags further down the field. That would be Fifcio. What's happened to him? Now side by side between Ivan Belov and Theodor Lubanov gets a 10-second time penalty for gaining a place during yellow flags, as there is so much chaos further down the field, as Fifcio is getting overtaken by Carl Whiteside, who's going to try and fight back. Is the Polishman. If there's yellow flags, that's going to be Jam on the exit at the final corner. He's got no front wing. He just drops the rears on exit there. That's unlucky for him as Ronaldinho makes a move on Suchol. Down through turn 2. Here comes David now. Side by side with Kisiek into turn 4. Gonna get the car slowed down. It's gonna be a solid move by the McLaren driver. Maratab. Right in the rear. Well, not right in the rear, but close to the Alpine of Suchol. Maratab does go fairly bit deep. That is horrific. I'm not sure, Louis. Might have to ask Ivan, but he's currently racing at the current moment, as Sadi Garayev gets another 3-second time penalty. Who's that just gone fully straight on? That'll be Christian Lubanov. As Maratab making a move down the inside on the Alpine of Suchol. We're getting to the end zone of the race here. In some words, as Kisiek tries a move, goes a bit deep. David with a switchback and just barges him off the track. That was interesting to say the least. If you go back up to the front 2. Gonna be a fight between Ben and Charlie here for the race win. 2 different tyre compounds between the drivers. Now Suchol now gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits multiple times. There's going to be a lot of them today as Suchol makes a move on Mohamed Faizan into turn 3. It's an alright move by the Polishman, but Faizan is going to try and pounce back down the straight into turn 4. It's going to be clinical on the brakes, making the move stick fairly easily. As well as Villeneuve making who's making a move on who, I don't really know. Sadi Gariev going all the way to the left there. Still side by side between the pair of them. That's good racing between the pair of them. Good stuff by them. Love to see that. Good old side by side racing. Going back up to Suchol now. Suchol right in the rear of the Alpine. Not the Alpine, the Mercedes. Not going to make a move into turn 1, is he? No. Tiny bit of contact on going through the corner though. Here we go now. Suchol to the inside, just trying to... Ooh. Did he just get DRS? No, he's gone very deep though. Because that's going to leave Mohamed Faizan to just sweep on by, get in the position back. So we see yellow flags further down the field. That will be Alex Theodore. He's lost a he's lost, I don't know who it was. I don't know if it was Theodore or not. Theodore's trying to go down the inside of Ivan Belov now. He's going to turn into the outside, can't quite hold on to it. This could be a bit spicy by Theodore now. We know what Theodore's like. So we are on the penultimate lap of the race now. Ben just losing a bit of time. The gap's now around 6.5 tenths to 7 tenths of a second. As we are currently watching Mr. Alex Theodore, but we are going to switch to Suchol losing it on the exit of T1 and now getting absolutely jumped by Gariev as Kiziek spun it on the exit of T3. What's happened to him? Was he spun round by someone else? Or was it just his own doing? We'll never know unless he tells us. As Suchol goes down the inside now on the Ferrari. This is getting dreadful for Kiziek now, as there is a huge gap, but Charlie's got a 3-second. Ben still has the opportunity of winning this race as we are now on the final lap of the race. Our race leader has got a 3-second time penalty. The gap's 2 seconds. Will he be able to hold on to this race win? Through turn 3 now. Gap's 2.3. We've got round about the same amount of battery. But Charlie's got more. Tiny bit of a drift on exit there. Gap's now 2.5. Into turn 6 now. Will he be able to hold on potentially? It's still 2.5 seconds. And fluctuating. As we now go into the final 2 corners. Charlie has done all they can in this race here. But it's not going to be enough. Because of the 3-second time penalty, Ben's going to take victory in the sprint, followed by Karasik rounding out the podium. And David gets a spectacular P4, followed by Ronaldinho, Maritab, Christian Lubinov serves his 10-second time penalty, which might drop him behind. Oh, there's a bit of contact between Sadi Gariev and Suchol. But Lubinov stays ahead of Mohamed Faizan. Kiziek goes to P10, followed by Ivan Belov, Sadi Gariev. Carl Whiteside recovers to a spectacular 13th. Suchol 14th, Fifcio 15th, Theodore 16th, and now Jam rounding out the grid here. The last of the finishers. As it's going to be P17 for the Scotsman. Unlucky result for him, as he was fighting up around the lower half of the top 10. So it could have been a points finish for him. But it's all if buts and maybes. As here is your final sprint finishing position, unless the stewards have something to say about it. It's Ben up with the win, followed by Charlie, Karasik, David, Ronaldinho, Maritab, Villeneuve, Lubinov, Faizan, Kiziek, Belov, Sadi Gariev, Carl Whiteside, Suchol, Fifcio, Theodore, Lockie, and not Lockie, Jam, and Bread, rounding out the grid as he did not finish this race. As we now head to another lot of one-shot qualifying. Here we go, another lot of qualifying. It's going to be a 20-second wait till qualifying qualifying starts. So we have another lap of just no commentary, as I can't really commentate. Well, I can commentate on it. I will commentate on it. Right, it's going to be Ben again. Here we go. Starting the lap now. Let me get the telemetry up. Faizan retires once more. Using the battery now up into turn 2, through turn 3 now. Ben up in P5 and fluctuating a lot. David's in third at the current moment, fighting for second. Go on, David. Now go into turn 4. Through turn 5 into turn 6 now. Tiny bit of brakes, just getting the car rotated. Ben's now up onto pole position for a tiny margin there as Charlie moves back up onto that pole position spot, draining all the battery they have, shocking it through the final few corners. Who's going to get pole position here? Across the line, it's going to be Charlie by 0.2 of a second. Oof. Good lap there by all parties. As this is your grid for the main event. It's going to be Charlie on pole position, followed by Ben Karasik, Ronaldinho, Kiziek, David Bread, Villeneuve, Jam, Pump Mantis, Ivan Belov, Fifcio, Suchol, Faizan, Maritab, Lubinov, Theodore, and Sadi Gariev. Rounding out the grid here for the main event in the Austrian mountains. Now we go into another phase of waiting for the drivers to sort out their setups, strategies, and fuel, as it's once again dry, which is a good sign for the race, which is yet to come. From what we saw in the sprint, it could be an interesting occasion here with the amount of penalties. But yeah, so you'll see what happens here as we wait for the drivers to sort themselves out and for the timer to hit 0. I'm hoping I got the right season of ERO. I'm hoping they're in their 17th season. I've just realised that I may be wrong, but here we go. 3, 4, 5 red lights in front of the drivers now. It is the correct season. Lights out and away that we go. They were held for a long time. So now go into turn 1. No chaos at the front as Kiziek's trying to go around the outside of Ronaldinho. That would have been a great move. As you now have a look at the tyres, it's mainly mediums for the grid, but scatter in a few hard compounder tyres as Ronaldinho tries to get past Kiziek once more, and Karasik's trying to make a move on Ben into T4. No, he's not. Kiziek's trying to hold on round the outside, can't quite keep it there. So we now go through the sweeping 6 into the flicker 7 and 8 as Mohammed Faizan looks like he's what the hell are you trying to say there, Sparrow? Faizan spins through turn 6, maybe clips the inside curve as Charlie leads us here at the end of lap 1. As Sadi Gariev dives into the pits on lap 1, potentially for a new front wing. Sorry. It's turn 3 now. The top 3 have almost pulled away from the rest of the grid. They have now, potentially. Ronaldinho has just missed out. I thought someone was on the wets then. Bloody hell. I'm definitely seeing things. As Maritab makes a move on Fifcio and Faizan makes a move on Theodore further down the field. We're still going to stay with this battle up front, as there is just a huge DRS train for most of the grid. I think my food has arrived at this point. I smell what smells like my food. But I'm not going to eat it until after the race is finished. But it's going to be around 40 minutes. Oh, marvellous. It's like an average lap time of, say, 107. 36 times 1.07. Okay, it's like 30 odd minutes plus a pit stop. So that's like 39 minutes. So basically 40 minutes, yeah. Great. So you have a huge DRS train from P1 all the way down to P13 of Suchol, who's just got a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits multiple times. But that's like a bit iffy because of... Oh, here's a go. Here's a go. Here we go. Ben with a great move into T1. Didn't expect that. Maybe Charlie just got a horrific exit. Well, just didn't feel like doing anything in T1, as that's a great switchback by the Williams. I'm very happy about that, but they're still side by side. No, they're not. Charlie with a move. Good stuff. There by the Polish person. As Sadi Garayev retires from the Why am I mispronouncing so many words? Sorry, I'm just having a little moment there. Sadi Gariev also retires from the race. Not retires from the race, leaves the session. And I kind of really want to go get my food, but yeah. I've got a nice calzone to look forward to and all. As Kiziak's just dropping positions there. He's down to P7 now. He was P5 at the beginning of the second DRS straight. You now move back up to sorry, the top 4 that have broken away from the rest of the pack. Do I still have water? Oh, it's great. It's barely any water. Oh, and I've got a sore throat. What's he do? I'm going insane if you can't tell. And it's only been, what, 30 minutes? God. It's not looking good. Blooming heck, that's defensive work at its finest. As Ben goes deep through, goes Karasik almost. Karasik trying to make a move around the outside into C4 on Charlie. Gonna keep it nice and clean between the pair of them, to be fair. But Charlie makes the move back on Karasik, as Karasik's now right on the tail of the Williams. Huge amount of dirty air. He's going to be hitting that car, sorry. Oh. Pump Mantis gets 3-second time penalty, and Karasik goes extremely deep through turn 9. Oh, bloody hell. We now enter the long, curvy straight through turn 2. Into 3 now. Nice and late on the brakes. Here's the Sauber as Lubanov's making a move on Villeneuve further down the field as Lubanov goes for a little slide. Because you might as well. As Brett also made a move on David at some point. Right on board with David now in the McLaren. Brett having a little slide through 16. 16? There's only 10 corners. Bloody hell, Sparrow, what are you doing? Scout Whiteside makes a move on the Portuguese driver as he dives into the pits now on lap 8. Interesting stuff for the Aston Martin as Kvyat is now right in the rear of David. He's probably going to be going for a move. What are the chances it's... No, it's alright. Yeah. I expected it to be a different lead, but there you go. As Jam makes a move on Ivan Belov. Ivan Belov doing fairly well to be in this position after what we saw in the sprint. That's not a good dive bomb, Ivan. Ivan, come on. You're better than this. Why is there just a bloody nose cone? As Charlie dives into the pits now on lap 9 here. Well, going on to lap 9. As we are almost a quarter of the way through this race. I'm so tempted to go get my calzone. Suchor gets 3-second time penalty now. 2 Red Bulls having a little go at it now. Ronaldinho to the outside of T3. This is going to be bold if he pulls this off. Karasik gets the DRS though over Ronaldinho as David makes the move down the straight into turn 4. Karasik trying to make a move on the inside of Ronaldinho, which is going to be the outside of turn 6 now as they're still side by side are the Red Bulls, but they're no longer going to be side by side there. I need more water in me. Oh. Now Ronaldinho's going to dive into the pits. No, he's... Oh, that's going to be a penalty for Ronaldinho for crossing over the pit entry line. As David's going to move up into P3 now in the McLaren. There's the 2 Ferraris getting close to dueling. There's a huge wobble by Bread on the exit there. Into turn 3 now. On the brakes, everyone get it nice and slowed down. DRS wide open for Kvyat. He's not going to try and make an audacious move on his teammate. As we go further down the field, Mohamed Faisal just got overtaken by Ronaldinho. Ronaldinho is 3.5 seconds behind Charlie as we see Karasik dive into the pits now David's going to move up to P2. Mohammed Faizan gets a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits multiple times. Notice for the people diving into the pits now as Charlie moves up to P7 after pitting. Ronaldinho is now confirmed to be just over 4 seconds behind the Williams. He's going to try and get a great exit compared to Jam. It's a good move by the Williams, just having superior exit speed. Oh, it's Ben's binned it. Ben has binned it. That is a twist in today's race for the win. Oh my, oh my. Now it's a penalty for Jam. So now see the Ferrari's double stacking. Who's going to come out in front? It's going to be Charlie for sure. David's going to be P2. 4. With Bread P3 and Dino P4. Ben. Oh, Ben. That's so unlucky, mate. As we're now in this cool down period for drivers to cool down and try and get their heads back in the game so they can be prepped for more racing. Oh, this is going to extend my... Oh. Might just run downstairs, get my calzo and come back. Oh. Nah, you don't want to hear me eating. It'd be better off if I didn't. Oh. No, safety car's in this lap. It's quite late to call it, if I'll be honest with you. As Charlie now takes control of the field, maintaining a level pace of around 70 kilometers per hour. Are they going to wait for the last possible moment to full send it? There they go. We are back underway in Austria. Into turn 1 now. Charlie's going to hold on to their race lead. Using a lot of outside curb there. Jam with a 3-second time penalty now. David's going to be pushing for this race lead. Now go through turn 3. Jam makes a move on Kiziak. Those two are fighting now, as well as Villeneuve and Ivan Belov, as well as Faizan and Maratab. The top two now are going to potentially have an almighty scrap. As Ivan Belov gets past Jam at some point and all. There might not be an almighty scrap after all, but maybe. Down the inside, he has a look. Can't quite pull it off because it is turn 9. You can't really make a move into turn 9, can you? DRS is now enabled. David can now try and pounce at the opportunity to take the lead of the race over the Williams driver. We now go up the hill, into turn 2, into the braking zone of 3. He's going to stay behind. Jam makes a move on Ivan Belov now. Charlie's going to stay ahead, I think. Into turn 4 he is. They are. My bad. As Ronaldinho touches the inside curb there. Through turn 6. Getting a little bit snappy is the rear there. As we now go into turn 1, it's gonna be Ronaldinho to the inside of turn 1. Can't quite make a move. He's getting very loosey-goosey on the rear there. Almost dropping it on the exit of T1. You now see David right on the rear of Charlie now. What can they do to hold on to their P1? It's going to be David to the outside. Can he pull the move off? This is going to be a great move if he can pull it off. Charlie's going to stay ahead though, as Theodore gets another 30-second time penalty. Oh. Going through turn 8 now. Tiny bit of overtake deployment for the Brit now, as he's trying to get closer to the Williams that is leading this race. That's going to be a warning. No, it might not be a warning, to be fair. It's close to a warning for David there. Who's cutting it close was the Brit. As we now go through turn 1 now. Karasik right on the rear of Brad, who's right on the rear of David, who's somewhat close to the race leader. Brad to the outside of David. Can he make the move stick? No, he can't. Not quite. As we now go into turn 4, Brett trying to make the move once more to the inside this time. Does he have the confidence to pull it off? Tiny bit of contact between the pair of them. Bit more contact as David tries to come across Brett there. That's going to cost them a lot of time. It's going to cost them time to the race leader, which David is going to have to desperately try and claw back now. We now go into turn 9. Drivers keeping it somewhat clean. David's got a 2-second and Ronaldinho's round. He's going to pull off into the pits and probably retire from this race. As you see Karasik trying to make a move into turn 1. Dino's got a 10-second speeding in the pits and retires from this race. Unlucky for him, as he's just made too many mistakes there. There's Brad now trying to have a look into turn 3. That was close for Karasik there. Almost making contact with the rear of Brad at C3. As we now have the horrific nose cam I hate this camera angle with a burning passion. The top three now starting to spread out a tad bit. And Karasik going very slowly through there. How much curve do you want to use? As David's now dropped from within DRS range, Arasi, he's just clawed back a load of time. That's probably through using the battery. But now he's lost it again. Bit of a slide there for Kiziek. Through the final corner, Lubinov could potentially make a move into turn 3 if he plays his cards right. So we now go up the hill into turn 3. Everyone's starting to bunch up behind David. As we see Maritab making a move on Villeneuve further down the field. Here comes Karasik. No, Bread potentially to make a move. He's not going to quite do that. Tiny bit of contact by Karasik there. As we now have 5-way train of Karasik involved in it. As well as David, Bread, Kiziek and Lubinov. Karasik trying to just sneak a front axle alongside Bread there through turn 7. That would have been ambitious. I've got another ping in Discord. Yep, that's the league I thought it was going to be. So you now go into turn 1. Suchol with another 3-second time penalty in the Alpine. It's going to be draining the battery, using DRS. David pushes Bread off. He's got no front wing. It was a bit ambitious to try and go down the inside of turn 2 there. Yeah, I'll go through turn 4. Karasik now has room to breathe as after getting past the McLaren of David. So he can now go ahead and try and claw back the time that they lost battling while Charlie just shot off into the distance. Bread is not going to be very happy with David, if I'll be honest with you. Now Bread dives into the pits. Does Bread continue? He didn't continue in the sprint. So, who knows what will happen. So we now go through turn 3, the top from 2nd to 5th. They are still very close to each other. As Bread is going to stay in this race. And he's just going to pray for a safety car now. As Ivan Belov makes a move on Jan. Those two are fighting. This is going to be fun. Side by side on the exit at turn 4. Jam's trying to stay alongside through turn 6. Ivan just fully turns into him there, I think. Oh, that may just be my inner George Russell coming out there. As now David is going to dive off into the pits to get a new set of tyres. Kiziek has now dropped out of DRS range of Karasik, so Lubinov can have a free opportunity at the Ferrari. The Ferrari's just going to turn on none and hope that Lubinov just... Oh, he's lost it. Kiziek's around on the exit at E3. He's allowed Maritab, Ivan and Jam to come through. Ivan now to the inside of T4. That's a hefty amount of contact there. Now Maritab trying to go down the inside. He's going to back out of that. That's fair enough. Oh, Maritab taking a bit too much inside curb there. Now Kiziak trying to make a move on Ivan. Can't quite make the move stick. So we now go through the final corner. Kiziak deploying battery now, using the DRS. Maritab now gets another 3-second time penalty. Suchol with a 3-second time penalty now. It's Kiziak staying somewhat close to Ivan. Maritab could potentially make a move on Jam through turn 4. Side by side between the pair of them. Jam's going to go down the inside through turn 6. Bit wobbly on exit there. As Charlie's going to dive into the pits now. Maritab still trying to make a move on the Mercedes. So we now go on to the main straight now. Start lap 24. 2/3 of the race almost completed now. Charlie's going to come out behind Pumped Mantis. So you now see Maritab trying to make a move on the Scotsman. Theodore gets a 3-second time penalty. Solid move by Maritab there to get the move done. Here comes Ivan now. Into turn 4. He's going to do what he did a few laps ago. No, he's not. He's going to play it nice and safe. Theodore retires from the race now. That is our 4th retirement from the race. So we now go through turn 7 into 8. With this back here. Sorry. Kiziak to the inside. Ivan absolutely defending with his life. Kiziak goes very deep and gets a 3-second time penalty. Ivan, Maritab and Jam all dive into the pits now. As we now see Charlie right behind Kiziak. These two were in a fight, in a quote-unquote fight for the race lead earlier on. As Carl's had a huge crash trying to avoid Theodore's stricken car. It's another poorly timed safety car for Charlie there. As we now have another safety car here. I may run downstairs, have a bit of calzone, come back up. I'm going to bring my phone with me. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Right, I've had a bit of calzone and I'm feeling a bit better now. I've actually eaten something after like 7 hours. Oh, Jurassic drives onto the grass. Cool. I should have got water while I was downstairs. Oh, what an idiot. We are going to have a 9-lap sprint to the end of this race. I think the person with the best chance of winning this race is Lubinov in P4, because medium tyres, they may be able to go to the end of the race, but Karasik is in the prime position for winning this race as the safety car is in this lap. Called fairly late once again as he dramatically slows down the field. Villeneuve gets a 10-second for a severe collision with Kisiek. Probably because of the quick slowdown. As he goes right on the apex of the final corner. Karasik in prime position to win this race here. Lubinov immediately making a move on David. Here's my other prime contender for this race win. Making his way through the field now. Tiny bit of a corner cut there potentially by the Bulgarian. As we now have 9 laps of racing left. So we now go through turn 5. It's not even a corner, it's just a bloody kink. Through turn 6 now, Lubinov taking a bit of inside curb. Surprised he didn't have a little wobble as he does touch the gravel on exit there. Charlie staying fairly close to the rear of the Red Bull as Suchol gets another 3-second time penalty. Lubinov also staying fairly close to the top 2. As we now start lap 29 of 36. What the fuck? I don't know what that was. Anyways, Lubinov almost losing DRS there to the top 2 as they continue fighting on. The top 3 are now their own little DRS train as David has lost out on DRS to Lubinov. Lubinov could almost lose out on DRS to Charlie if he doesn't. That's gonna sound like a Will Buxton quote. I was gonna say, if Lubinov's gonna lose DRS if he doesn't stay too close to him. That's just stating the bloody obvious. Here we go now. Lubinov with the fastest lap of the race. That's what I want to see from my Bulgarian maestro. As he essentially cuts across the inside curve there. Charlie going for P1. Can he make the move into 3? No, he's going to be sensible and stay behind. Or is he? Tiny bit of contact with Karasik on the exit there. So now I'm going to go into turn 4. He's going to dive. They're going to dive to the inside. Will they hold on to the position now? Karasik trying to hold on. Side by side. Karasik turning in a bit too early. This is allowing Lubinov back into the fight. As the top 3 are separated by 0.6 of a second and fluctuating. We now go through Oh, the top two, they've both got time penalties now. This has brought Lubinov right into the forefront to win this race. Charlie and Karasik both get 3-second time penalties. Karasik making the move through the Kinker 2. Through 3 now. All Lubinov has to do is just stay within 3 seconds of Karasik. At the current moment, he is around 1 second to him. Kiziak making a move on the inside of David. He's gone far too deep though. That's allowing David to do a switchback on him. Which will he pull off? He could probably pull it off, but Kiziak is going to stay fairly close contact as David turns in a tad bit too early there. But now, going back up to the top drivers in this race. Lubinov has the perfect opportunity to win this race. And what a race it has been. Was we start lap 32 or 36. 5 laps to go here in the Austrian Grand Prix. So we now go up the hill into turn 3. Top drivers all have varying levels of batteries. Kiziak makes a move on David, or does he? David just goes straight off there as Bread now makes a move on his teammate. Will he be able to make a move on David as well? No. So we now go. Oh, Maritab with a huge dive bomb there. That probably wasn't intended as David gets a time penalty now. We now go on the exit to 7. Not 7, into 7 now. David holding on to P4, but the time penalties won't keep him in that position. Lubinov trying to hold on to the top drivers. He can stay as close as he wants, as long as he stays within 3 seconds of the pair of them. As we now go into turn 3, Lubinov sizing up a move that she isn't gonna do as Villeneuve gets a 3-second time penalty. Maritab up into P4. This has been a great race by him as he's gained 11 positions. Lubinov's gained 13. He's gonna gain 15 positions to win this race. If he does so, which he most likely will. What a race by the Bulgarian, if he does. Starting P16 in this race. What a race this has been for Christian Lubinov. All he has to do is not get a time penalty, and he has practically comfortably won this race. Jam gets a 3-second time penalty. Every time I see that race control thing show up, I get a bit nervous for Lubinov. As we now go into turn 3, Lubinov still holding on. Kiziak trying to make a move round the outside on David. Keeping it nice and clean between the pair of them. Kiziak with a great move round the outside as Suchol takes the fastest lap points away from whoever had it previous, who might have been Charlie. So we now go through turn 6. Lubinov holding on. Charlie hunting down Karasik. The gap 2.5 tenths. And dropping through the final corner. Lubinov still holding on as we start the penultimate lap of the race now. Into turn 1. Karasik almost being pushed through the corner by Charlie. As in a way of saying, hurry up mate, we gotta pull 3 seconds on the Bulgarian behind us. Oh, Lubinov with a little slide on exit there. Almost throwing away his chance of victory if he fully spun there. As we now go into turn 6, Lubinov still holding on. Karasik still leading this race, but with Charlie right on his rear. It looks like the Bulgarian is gonna win this race if he doesn't get a time penalty in the next lap. Here we go now. The final lap begins. Charlie can potentially begin their hunt on winning the race on track. As we now go up into turn 2, it's turn 3 now as we see a Mercedes causing a yellow flag. Huge lock-up between the top two and huge fighting between the top two. Lubinov's going to try and go up into P2. Can't quite make the move. Charlie's going to send it there. Tiny bit of contact being made. Lubinov to the inside. Can he make the move? Yes, he will. Lubinov up to P2. Karasik still holding on up front. As we now enter the final sector, Lubinov looks like he's going to win this race because of penalties, but Karasik has done all he can. He's defended aggressively against Charlie, but it's going to be Lubinov who wins in Austria. What a race. As Kisiek bins it, the final opportunity is going to be Bread who takes P4, Ivan P5, Maritab 6th, David 7th, 50 with a great P8, Kisiek 9th, Faizan 10th, Villeneuve 11th, Jam 12th, and then it's going to be Suchol rounding out the grid here. What a race. What a race we have witnessed here today. Lubinov from 16th on the grid takes victory here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Lubinov is your driver of the day and have most overtakes as well as obviously being the race winner. Fifcio is your cleanest driver and Suchol with the fastest lap. As here is your race results, Lubinov wins from 16th on the grid, followed by Karasik in P2, Charlie 3rd, Bread 4th, Belov 5th, Maritab 6th, David 7th, Fifcio in 8th, followed by Kizek, Faizan, Villeneuve, Jam, and Suchol, rounding out the grid here that finished. Carl Whiteside in P14, followed by Theodore, Ronaldinho, Ben, and Sadi Gariev. Lubinov is my driver of the day. What a race he had. Wow, wow, wow. What a race we have just seen today. I've been your commentator, Sparrow Maltby, and we will see you next week for the... Give me one sec, this is really anticlimactic. For the Mystery GP here at ERO. I hope you all enjoyed the stream today. I hope you all enjoyed the race. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I will see you next week for the Mystery GP. I'll see you then. Goodbye.